Tes 1 2 3. Ya balik lagi ya semuanya di streaming pada malam hari ini. Dan kebetulan gue nemu game yang kayaknya lumayan seru ya kalau dilihat dari uh, cuplikan di YouTube gitu. Kayak game story-story gitu, terus kita tuh kayak bisa interaksi sama item-item tuh, bisa pilihan kayak gitulah. Kita tanpa banyak cincong langsung main aja lah ya. Let's go. Dan nih tadi udah nyobain aja sih, bentar-bentar kita bikin baru aja. Lihat dulu settingan-settingan. Ya udah sih. Let's go, let's go. Gue nggak tahu ya gimana si jalan ceritanya ya. Kayak yang pasti tuh kita tuh kayak bisa explore sebuah daerah tuh pakai sepeda gitu. Terus kayak bisa foto, terus kayak nge-record suara. Kayak katanya who are you? Ini kayak diary ya, catatan harian gitu.
Who are you? I don't know, but I'm writing to you anyway. Where are you? How far in the future? Where'd you find my journal? I may never know, but you can know me from what I put down on these pages. I come from a little village in the mountains. No one has left here since before I was born. But our lives changed overnight. Just a few days ago when my best friend had a prophetic dream. A vision that the elder said means this season is going to end soon. The world is about to enter a new era. A great change is coming.
A great change is coming.
Everyone was afraid. I was surrounded by questions and I began to feel how little I know.
Ya,
What is
sebentar ya.
this season that is about to end?
Apakah
And why
suara
is it
saya di
ending?
stream ada? Kita cek dulu sebentar.
What exactly is out there that could turn the world inside out? If there are still voices singing and laughing in the wilderness, I could record them before they're gone.
Tes.
I also thought of my dad, who always wanted to see the outside world but never did. So,
Oke, aman.
I asked if I could leave. The elder had one condition for letting me go. That I take what I collect to the museum vault. A palace of art and memory at the edge of the
Oke,
earth.
katanya dia kayak ada
She says it's
syarat
the
gitu
only place safe
buat
from the
ngeliat
turmoil
itu
of
si
the changing season.
perempuan ini gitu, dengan cara
I
kayak
hope
ngekolek
that's where you're reading this
apapun
now.
yang dia temuin harus disimpan di museum.
I can't stop
Kayaknya ya.
the change that is coming, but this time on Earth could live on in these pages. What
Kayaknya
it looks like,
Storynya agak
Sounds like.
deep ya,
how it
alias
feels to be alive right
butuh
now.
baca banget gitu,
I'm
nggak bisa
writing
langsung
to you
ketebak.
At the crack of dawn, on the morning I leave home. I can smell breakfast cooking in the other room, and I can hear my mom's voice.
Oke, ini ada indeks kita. Yang pertama ada past season, terus a letter to the future, a village in the mountains, Pete's dreams, this season is going to end, dead, the museum vault, the morning I leave home. Oke, yang pertama kita coba lihat dulu. Oke. Olden days, unknown. Ini kayaknya tahun ya? Atau apa ya? Season more, oke. Season cultural exchange. Kayak tahapan apa tuh namanya? Civilization kayak gitu ya. Oke, a letter to the future. Sama aja sih. Lah. Oke. Grafiknya lumayan juga ya, art style-nya sih yang gue suka. Boneka. Kita coba interact.
3, 2, 1. Hooray! Mr. Lotto's here.
Kayaknya baterainya habis anjir. Suaranya kayak gitu. Ini apa nih? A Catalog of Strangers is an introduction to the more frightful aspect of this world. Reasonable amount of fear and fun makes for prudent children. Oke, kita coba baca. Oke. Salah.
My bag and Dad's camera, ready for the great departure.
Keramik animal. Hope you like him more than you would have liked a fish. Si pate. Price ribbon. Apa tuh katanya? Wandering Tale Festival. Origami. Folded by si Pate nih, kayaknya teman dekatnya ya si Pate nih. Si Pate. If Dan yang pasti ini game bakalan kayak slow pace, otomatis bakalan panjang. Oke lah. Moms and Dad's Portrait, oke. Apakah ada something night life in the plaza? Ya iya tahun deh itu 801 tuh. Sketch of Dead. I went out for a climb, be back this evening. Kayaknya bapaknya nggak kembali. Yang jelas bapaknya nggak tahu kemana. Sepertinya. Tahu banget anjir. Nah, ini nih kayak ada pilihan nih. Good morning mom, study the scene, observe the moment. Atau bisa milih semuanya gitu. Kita coba good morning mom.
You're up. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. I'm making progress. I found the burner, camera, recorder, travel bag. Breakfast is in progress. Still gotta make a pendant. We haven't used this in so long. Good thing I saved the instructions.
Pendant tuh kayak apa, jimat gitu ya?
Just as you would use a shield to protect your body, an identity pendant protects your mind, your thoughts, memories, everything that makes you, you. We don't wear them here in the village anymore, but if you're going into the outside world, I'll feel better when you've got a pendant shielding you. I will worry until you're gone, and then I'll have total confidence in you. In times of war, a pendant can be used to identify a body.
Oke.
Let's skip that part. Objects have two layers, the physical and the mental.
Oke, punya dua lapisan, physical sama mental.
Pendant needs to absorb both.
Oke, jimatnya kudu nyerap keduanya katanya.
1. Collect a sentimental object for each sense. Sound, smell, feel, sight, taste.
Harus mengumpulkan beberapa sentimental object, di antaranya suara, bau, perasaan, penglihatan, dan rasa. Taste and smell. Smell bau kan? Iya, taste rasa, oke.
2. Feel the sense and speak aloud a memory of the object.
Oke, allowed a memory of the object. Kenangan dari sebuah objek ya. Oke,
Feed the
three.
object into the burner.
Oke, atau tuh, or ya apalah itu feed. Bukan kasih makan sih, the object into the burner. Oke, masukkan si objek tersebut kepada
The
pembakaran.
memory will leave the speaker as it is transferred to the pendant. That means I'll forget the memory after I say it. It's supposed to be painless. At least.
I could do it and I lose in memory instead. That's right.
Okay, so this old tape should work for our sense of sound. I remember. You and I fell asleep listening to this tape. Your dad came home. We all rested together until it got dark.
Oke, dimasukin.
What an odd feeling. Like an absence, disappearing. The empty space fills itself back in until I forget that I forgot anything at all. I'm glad I'm only losing a few memories.
Oke, oh jadi pas si barangnya dimasukin ke si apa tuh kuali kayak gitu, otomatis hilang ya ingatannya ya tentang si benda itu sama kenangannya. Oke.
If I lost too many, I wouldn't even know who you are. You should pick the rest of the objects. I'll lose the memories, but you'll have them in a pendant forever. So they should be important to you. They should be parts of your identity you want to be sure to protect. So think about what these items and what the memories would preserve about you. Let's
Oke.
do smell next. Find an
Smell.
object with a strong odor.
Strong
And that
odor,
holds
bau
a
yang
piece of you.
kuat. Duh, apaan ya? Apakah ini ginger drink? Kita coba lihat.
Childhood. Too sweet, too old. I
Childhood.
always wanted to experience new things.
Kita coba searching dulu aja ya. Kita coba spoon.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I used to see souls everywhere.
Oke, kita cari lagi dulu. Apa itu? Dried flower sama candies. Kita coba apa dried
Ancient perfume.
sweet. Oke.
Nothing is ever lost.
Kita dengerin dulu si deskripsinya ya.
Sweet wax honey. How I've tried to save things.
Oke. Kita coba cari lagi. Apa?
Honey, wax, baby, waves. I was loved by people I have no memory of.
Tadi tuh strong odor ya, bau yang kuat atau menyengat. Oke, berarti pilihannya cuman enggak deh, masih ada. Kita coba lagi.
Granite, seaside, darkness.
Darkness.
This speaks to how my mom loves me.
Tapi kan ini ya apa smell. Kayaknya pilih bunga gak sih? Tadi itu apa? Ginger drink. Ginger agak bau sih. Kita coba bunga lah ya. Select for the pen. Remember again.
Nothing is ever lost.
Oh udah. Coba ini.
What did you choose for smell? Let's breathe in deep. Your dad used to bring these flowers home from his climbs. They only grow high up in the mountains. He was a great climber. He even found us a new source of water. I hoped after he would climb less, maybe even retire, but he always wanted to explore, and the only direction to go was up. Maybe the elder is letting you leave out of guilt for what happened to your dad.
Ya kan, bapaknya nggak ada.
If someone has the energy to leave, it needs to go somewhere. He fell into the Fitz ravine.
It's ravine.
We never found his body.
Ravine tuh apa ya, kayak jurang? Iya. Apa sih? Nggak tau lah. Ravine.
But doesn't he rest with us at night? Doesn't he appear in our dreams?
Ya kan?
How can such a
Dalam
human
bro,
being
story-nya.
depart this earth without leaving behind a trace? A trace as strong as the flowers would still have their scent. Darling, I don't want to lose this one. I can't lose this one. Can we put the flowers back, please?
Oh, nggak mau ya? Oke. Aduh. Ya biar ibu kita masih ingat sama suami ya. Sama bapak kita ya. Oke. Baik deh, Bu. Baik deh. Udah aku simpan. Ya udah, inilah ginger lah. Let's go.
What did you choose for smell? Let's breathe in deep. This ginger drink has been in our family for generations. And you, as soon as you were old enough to talk, you said, let's drink it. It's hundreds of years old. Like you already wanted to experience something different. Well, we all had one horrible sip. But boy, we laughed. What would we do without you? What will we do without you? Now touch.
Sense ya,
Pick something with
sentuhan.
the texture you like.
Tekstur yang ya batu ya, yang batu tadi.
My hand in my own hand. This speaks to how my mom loves me.
So what did you end up choosing? Okay, put your hand in the hand. Oh, I remember it so well. It's not as bad now, but in the old days, not many children lived long enough to grow up. We believed if a child could make it to the age of 9, they'd be all right.
Oke.
This print was made of your hand when you turned 9.
Katanya kalau misalkan umur anak-anak bisa nyampe 9 tuh artinya baik-baik aja gitu.
My
Oke.
father and I couldn't believe we really had a healthy girl. An old deep fear inside of me finally went away, and we saw you would just keep growing and growing, that everything was going to be okay.
Kita coba tanya kenapa.
I'm fine. Let's do sight next. Pick
Okay.
something that looks nice.
Yang terlihat bagus katanya. Apa ya? Apakah kita bisa ke sini? Oh, bisa ya?
Gray textured crumble. A friend gave me this a long time ago.
Oke, itu ada origami bla 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 bla.
Worn cover. How I always wanted to meet these strangers. Mr. Lotto, this speaks to how my dad loved me.
Kayaknya ini deh. Kita coba.
So, what did you end up choosing? I remember. You used to take him everywhere with you. One night, you forgot him in the plaza. It was cold and rainy that night, but your dad leaped into action as if the doll was a real member of the family. I have this image of his face as he ran out into the storm, completely serious, no hesitation. And when your dad returned with the doll, I forgot for a moment that he's just fabric, stitched into the form of an animal. It felt as if he had a soul, because you'd projected one into him. What was dear to you was dear to us. We were whole. For a little while. For taste, we can eat breakfast and feed some to the burner. The memory I'll lose is the one we're forming right now. I want you to have it forever.
Okay.
Standing here, you're having a last taste of home.
Oke.
Now you're protected by lost memories. A gem of home around your neck. This is my only condition for letting you go. You must promise me never to take the pendant off. And never tamper with it. Okay? Then I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera and bag are still in your room. It's time to gather them up.
Oke.
I've lost so much. How could the world ask me to lose you too?
Last picture. Damn, sedih sekali ya. Apa jangan-jangan kalau kita keluar dari desa ini tuh
Look at us.
orang-orang tuh bakal ngelupain kita gitu.
There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful morning.
Sedih sekali. Sedih sih asli. Kalau emang iya ya, kalau misalkan kita keluar dari desa ini tuh orang-orang pada lupa gitu. Dan terkadang di real life pun kayak gitu. Terkadang ya, nggak semua. Goodbye ritual inspiration if kita masih apa tuh?
I
Oh,
just
oke.
performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future.
A final smile before I left home. Oke, ini pendannya atau jimat. Oke. The future will hear what I heard and see what I see. Dad ran out into the rain to save Mr. Lotto. Oh, itu yang fingerprint. Iya. Terus ini, oke. Keepsake. Oh, ih keren. Oke, keren. Pendan di sini. Oh, bisa di scale. Ih, keren. Nggak, gini. Di scale. Nah, Mr. Lato.
I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad
Keren
while
nih.
cooking, on a
Keren.
walk, with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me. Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet.
Mainlah. Oke.
I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known.
Oke. Kan udah audio recordernya. Oh, ngerti. Oke, siap. Tapi nggak bisa nge-record sambil jalan.
Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me.
Wait, agak tidak enak ya. Shadow quality-nya agak di medium aja lah ya.
To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you
Potong.
have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio.
Ih, keren.
Last night, my friends wrote down their hopes for my trip and tied them to the branches of this tree.
Oh, itu lari, oke.
This is Dr. Fumio and his son. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Karena back in 776. They live on through our traditions.
There are 3 mural. Oke, kita kudu ngelengkapin kayak gitu ya.
There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work.
Oke, kita kudu cari.
Kate loves fish, even though nobody here has ever seen one. A village that was created as a place to heal. Is that where my instinct to try to help comes from? It's so strange to imagine I'll be shaped by places and people I haven't met yet. So strange to imagine that I might feel at home somewhere else. I remember soaking my feet in here on hot days.
Instrumen, oke. Kita cari instrumen sama tadi mural. Apakah ini muralnya?
I wish I could tell you more about this poster, but I never thought to ask what it means. Now we'll both never know what it means. Oh well.
We mark the day Dr. Fumio cured time misperception disorder in memory of Augusto Kyle. Kayak ini kayaknya ya.
The elder sought out Dr. Fumio to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception.
Apakah dapat? Oke, dapat. Next, kita cari lagi. Oke, itu satu mural kelihatan.
Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here. A wish fell off the tree. I'm not supposed to read them, but it might be good for you to have an example of one. I can go against tradition a little for posterity. This is the cafe where my dad used to read his poems. He wrote one for me. Maybe he wrote it for you too. Pate's little daydream of leaving this place, of seeing something weird. Dr. Fumio said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it.
Ini tinggal ini nih, instrumen di mana ya? Apakah ini? Oh iya.
This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air. Dr. Fumio was an important person, but we also just have a need to put a human face on events that are beyond our control. He may have felt just as scared and helpless as everyone else. Kero village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Fumio arrived and remade it in his image. This flower means you're in my thoughts. The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them.
Apakah ada objek-objek sesuatu? Nah, suara apa tuh? Ya nggak bisa diinteraksi. Nggak penting. Ya, ada Bang Ahmad.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn.
Beres live Discord gak Bang Messi? Ayo Bang,
Listen
boleh, ayo.
For yourself, you listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move. To entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
Gila sih, keren nih. Wah, storynya deep banget. Saking deepnya nggak bisa langsung ngerti gitu.
Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1.
Coba lihat-lihat dulu ya. Harus milih warna ya. Yellow, blue, pink. Blue lah. Iya, kelas banget man. Apa sampai nggak ngerti aing. Ngerti tapi tidak terlalu mengerti. Ih, keren. Ntar, apakah akan enak jika si visinya di-on-kan? Ternyata enggak. Kok agak tidak enak ya? Agak taikin 60. Wait. Penasaran apakah di Ya, let's go.
They were right. The letter never made it. The season before this one, the war, seems so horrible. That poor baby.
Oh, jadi si surat-suratnya tuh nggak bener-bener dikirim gitu ya?
From the village, these cranes look like little creatures. I had no idea how huge they are.
Sebenarnya nggak sopan aja buka-buka surat orang, tapi untuk kebutuhan
Before setting up in Kero village,
story ya.
Dr. Fumio roamed the land curing people.
Mohon maaf nih.
It must have been hard when he wasn't around anymore, especially for people who couldn't travel to the village.
Nyamuk. Oke, lengkap.
I feel nourished in these sights by the unfamiliarity of it all. These means of connection, long in disuse, are certainly telling me something about the world. Will they be used again in the next season? Traders used to come to the outskirts of the village. The war put an end to this.
Ini mapnya bagus sih. Yang ngedesain mapnya. Lah, kok nggak bisa? Kita nggak bisa nyebrang aja, terus kemana? Ih, nggak ada jalan lagi ya. Sini nggak bisa. Nggak bisa. Oh, sini. Wait. Ada apa tuh ya? Sealand Transportation Industries sejak 543. Iya, tahun. Kok tapi hitungannya ratusan ya?
A crane to move materials around. The things that used to be possible.
Udah suara kodok. Kamu mau dipoto kodok? Kodok mau dipoto. Ntar ngezoom di mana sih? Ngezoom. Mana ngezoom? Aduh,
I forgot what I was going to say.
ya deh audio juga. Salah. Duh. Apakah si domba bisa diinteraksi?
My first time petting an animal. I think it went pretty well. We learned about old technology in school, but not much about animals. What are these strange goat-like creatures? Are they simply goats? I heard that village was abandoned because of a mind disease. Not every community had someone like Dr. Fumio to perform cures.
Ya, slow pace banget sih gamenya. Dia bener-bener kudu nikmatin gitu dari suara,
I cycled through
suara,
landscapes,
pemandangan,
first and
narasi.
I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon. On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me.
Oke, hujan, the long journey. Coba record.
When a season turns, the reasons behind things might disappear. But the engine may survive. The power is not lost. It's just buried a little.
Every line is dead. Every wire is cut. I hate this season. Okay.
Someone was out here alone.
Foto dulu. Bisa masuk ya.
Time seems to pass differently around here. I feel so heavy and so light at the same time. I'm not really alone. I'm with myself. I'm with the earth. One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this. Two voices is like me and my mom. We can survive, but eventually you need more.
One voice, one tune, alone in the wilderness. Can't last long. Two voices, a melody, and a harmony is enough to survive a little while. Three voices, a community, a songs can last a whole season.
They kept themselves company with music.
Nggak bisa tidur nih. Ini kayak pos apokalips gak sih? Kayaknya ya.
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Let's set the scene for the listener, whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions, like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there. It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it. But as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all. I heard, somebody told me, you want to capture what it's like to be alive during this season? For the future? And you want to understand why and how the season is going to end. The season of my youth is long gone. But I can tell you what that season was like and what I know about how it ended. First, I got old. That's an important step. Being an elder is all about how you react to strange events. The key is not to be surprised, but kind of frown, look serious, and say something like, "It begins." Never say, "I don't know." Say, "We dive into a pool of uncertainty."
Ya intinya kudu bijak lah gitu.
I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship, the short-lived but glorious watery republics.
Watery republics.
Floating cities. Most won their independence by the time I was born. How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season. Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was a ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy. He struggled against waste and entropy.
Duh, apa tuh entropi?
It was a never-ending puzzle of inputs and outputs. The waste of one system could be the source material for another. It was stressful work. I remember one time asking him what the trouble was. He said, "I'm trying to create a system that is more efficient than the human body, which had millions of years to evolve and still has vestigial organs and dies if it doesn't have water for 3 days." His name was Merrick Kale.
Merrick Kale.
I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves. especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship too, wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game rooms, and there were 2 dance halls. A large, elegant one and another one in the basement. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss, and so forth. Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache. Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew being escorted off the ship by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out, but they knew, I guess. Yes, the start of the war was a turning of seasons, and we had been warned the season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, along a coastline, we saw beautiful lights shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning system.
Ancient warning system. Ancient.
It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds. A kingdom of art and science. They got rich during the golden season. Everything that made them beloved before the wealth came. Passionate, uncompromising, self-obsessed, made them unbearable once they had power. Artists make terrible kings. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on. Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought for long periods of time.
Got lost in thought. It means crazy?
She'd be completely still for hours, days even. We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperception disorder.
Time misperception disorder, okay.
It's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing.
Mm-hmm.
A minute can feel like an hour. A day,
They can pass in 10 seconds. Oke. Jadi kayak kayak disorder, dia tuh nggak bisa ngebedain waktu gitu. Ini tuh udah 1 jam atau berapa gitu. Oke. Ada juga ya disorder kayak gitu.
What's so hard is the feeling of absolute loneliness. Normally, we're all at least roughly in the same flow of time. But with this disorder, you walk alone, truly. We heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio, and he traveled with his son Lucio. People talked about him like he was a god. I described my mom's condition to Dr. Fumio. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains. He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment. Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst. He invited me to join them in going to the village, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me.
The village high in the mountain. What happened next? What happened next?
I
Nyamuk.
packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. That night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of the gesture. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again.
Okay.
In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him to Karo village. The next few weeks were very physically tiring, hiking, climbing. And when we found the village, building, planting, cleaning, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better. The treatments worked. Everyone was healing. So why couldn't I? One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself to go.
Kayak chaosnya kayak gara-gara perang gitu ya.
Yes, it was over. But it had taken my home, my family. That night, as I was falling asleep, I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship, as if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked gently to sleep. I knew I was finally home, and nothing could hurt me.
Oke. Sangat dipahami, mudah dipahami.
I imagined coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in.
Tieng Valley, Tieng. Home of three reliable gods. Aduh, kudu dipoto dulu.
This valley is asking people for a visit. I should oblige it.
Iya, ini mah kayak apa ya? Post apokalips kayak gitu sih. Salah.
Oh, the valley.
Kayaknya Vietnam gak sih? Or Asian at least.
One second.
Kayak, iya, Tien, with Tieng. Foto dulu.
The elder said that people were exhausted by symbols after the war. But here are a few hanging.
Is that a strotofop? What are they called? What is it? I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it broke. Not that interesting of a story, I guess. What are you doing here? The whole thing, huh? You're young. You got time. What kind of stuff are you recording?
Hopefully people and their culture, animals and landscape, whatever gets my interest.
That's the way to do it, if you ask me. If anyone asked me, I mean. The valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh?
Here stands the gateway to Tieng Valley, home of the three mindful gods. As you enter, try to imagine, the million of pilgrims who pass under this gate before they were born, they lived, and they died. Pilgrim, apa tuh pilgrim?
I'm not the first to do this. Just the first in a long time.
Hey,
Jeh, lagi moto pak.
this was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And I was carrying the cardboard man. You were like, who are these guys? I've been pretty bored here. You know, the valley's gonna be flooded soon. That's why nobody can go in there. The dam is falling apart. It's too old. There's nobody left who knows how to repair it. We're taking it down so we'll know when it'll collapse. It gives us time to evacuate everyone.
Oke, berarti si desanya tuh ditutup katanya. Karena bisa apa tuh namanya? Banjir karena dam. Waduk, bendungan.
We're a community organization.
Greyhound.
We do all kinds of fun stuff. Health clinics, minesweeping, daycare, evacuations, weddings. We're new. It was supposed to be because we're helpful yet neutral. We took a vote and decided to change the name, though. We want something more friendly sounding. I'm excited to find out what it will be. We're trying to get new things going. But it's hard. The past really has a tight grip on people. Doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to, well, anyway. It's funny. I stood guard here for a week, and I've only seen greyhounds like myself, and valley people on their way out. But now I see you, and you're like a new element or something.
Varian baru gitu ya.
I've never met anyone doing what you're doing. And we greyhounds gotta support new things. So, I'm not supposed to let anyone in. How can I? Jeez. I think you should go down into the valley and take a look. Gotta try something here.
Oke, kita diizinin buat masuk ya.
Dang it. I was trying to wink. Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley, too. I don't need it anymore. I'll be down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record what the greyhounds were up to.
The Greyhound,
He
oke.
gave me a map.
Oke.
The assembly point seemed like a good place to start.
Open at sunset, bla bla bla. Oke.
I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley.
Harusnya dipoto ya tadi ya. Orang yang tadi ya.
This looks ancient. It must have been hard to carve a pattern like that into a rock. The elder warned me about valleys. She said they were dangerous. I feel a dulcet tension in the air. I enter to see the moment between seasons.
Itu ya desanya. Oh iya.
I am probably the last person that will ever be welcomed here by this sign. I have
Macam
wondered
kayak
about the
ritual gitu
lives
ya.
beneath unkept graves.
This very path you stand on has been same since at least year 350. Imagine million of pilgrim walking this humble path to visit the famous Tieng Valley Shrine.
The elder told me there's very little information about the years before 500.
All below will wash away.
All above will remain. All below will wash away. I wonder what the flowers have to say.
Apa ini kuburan? Apa katanya?
She must have been important to have such an elaborate solitary tomb.
God of sleep, I've been gathering heartache and I've been gathering courage. If my big prayer is wrong, if it goes against divine will, please spare the people of this valley. We're so desperate for peace.
A memory told over and over again. All the rituals for the dead in my village require the body, so we couldn't perform them for my dad. But I can make my life a ritual for his memory.
God of sleep,
A green space. I feel memory in the air like pollen. It reminds me of a poem my dad was never able to finish. The first line was, "If you want to awaken the dead, just whisper."
Ini sama, ngapain anjir? Apa tuh keren? Oh, itu bunga ya?
people here are so weak.
I heard gunshots last night.
That was us. What is that?
Kayak keren ya, Bunga bisa kayak nge-record suara gitu.
What is that pattern?
Should we run or something?
Something frightening happened in this memory. But what was it? These metal animals are looking up, expectantly.
Ini suara apa tuh? Anjing, serem banget.
It sounds like they want to adapt their organization to the people in it, and not the other way around.
Eish.
There's a number to call for questions regarding the dam. There must be a lot of people going to the city if they need to keep track of them with cards. Imagine if the man I met is the only living Greyhound, and the rest are cardboard. The Greyhounds want to end this season.
Oke. We have no leader doing it right this time.
They say they're going to build the next season. How? Grey hands are the future in all its uncertainty, the good and the bad, the hope and fear of progress. The loneliness of this season will be left behind. A collective project is coming. The elder also said low places are dangerous. The city is high up like my village. Maybe it is safer. It's hard to imagine something new, a new way of living, but they're trying. The Grey Hands seem to care what people think about them. The process of taking people out of the valley was also a kind of ritual, a way of bridging one life to another. They know the world they're leaving. The next one hasn't been created yet.
Oke, mungkin kita cukup sekian saja ya, karena ini bakalan panjang sih gamenya. Karena gamenya tuh tipikal slow pace, jadi ya ini bakal ada beberapa part kalau misalkan mood bisa tamat sih. Tapi kayaknya bisa tamat ya. Seperti game-game sebelumnya nyebutnya bakal tamat, tapi sepertinya tidak tamat gitu ya. Oke, thank you banget lah yang udah nonton. Dan oke, konklusinya sih awal main ya, ini game keren sih. Kayak ngedelivery story-nya gitu, karena emang ini game menitik beratkan di story gitu. Kalau misalkan kita meleng sedikit dan kagak ngerti, kayaknya sih agak sulit ya. Bisa ngikutin tapi kayaknya nggak full bakal kayak paham atau ngerti latar belakang setiap karakter gitu. Ini butuh bener baca gitu sih gamenya. Dan ya di satu sisi sih agak menyebalkan sebenarnya, agak males gitu, cuman ya itu estetika gamenya gitu. Dan ya seperti itulah si gamenya. Dan ya udah ya dan ya seperti biasa, mana nyari tombol. Oke, bye bye. Bentar, ini nge-save-nya gimana ya? Apakah sudah auto save? Ini manusia malah pada komen-komen di sini anjir.